Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rachele Teson and I'm a Nationally Certified School Psychologist here in Missouri. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all things School Psych Simplified.
For this week's Tech Tip Tuesday, we're going to stay on the AI train, and I'm going to show one of my favorite tools to use for task analysis or breaking things down from a larger task into easy, manageable pieces. So let's dive in. So let's say you're working with a student who has difficulty breaking things down into smaller chunks. Or maybe you, as a school psychologist, would benefit from breaking things down into smaller chunks. Sometimes when I have this big report due, I don't know where to get started. Sometimes this can be really helpful for grown-ups too. But I just wanted to show off Goblin tools. So goblin.tools is how you would navigate to this site. And this AI tool is an expert in breaking things down. So let's do an example. Let's say the big task is writing that report. So writing a psychoeducational evaluation report. And we're going to click add over here. And now you can see it's part of our to-do list. And the same with any other to-do list, it generates these check boxes. You can click on them and it crosses it off. That always feels good, right? But the magic in this AI tool is this icon over here, breakdown item. So we're going to click on that. The robots are at work, and it's going to give us all of the sub tasks that are part of this larger task. So let's see. Writing a psychoeducational evaluation report. It says we need to gather all of the relevant information, organize it systemically, conduct any assessments or observations, interpret, um, identify specific strengths and weaknesses of that individual learner, provide a summary, develop some good recommendations for interventions or strategies to support that young learner, writing the detailed report, which outlines all of the findings, all of the data synthesis, revising and editing, and then ensuring the report includes appropriate references if needed. So a lot of this is really good. I didn't have to adjust my to-do list, but I could. I could delete this part of it. Like, let's say I don't really need to put references. I could just do the dot, 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 remove. Or I could go in and edit and change the wording to something that fits better for me. So this is what the to-do list looks like when you ask it to break it down. But you can do that again. So let's say conducting the psychological assessments. Let's say we wanted to break that down into smaller, more manageable chunks. So reviewing the background, deciding what assessment you plan to use, making sure we're being culturally responsive as we're making our assessment selections, actually giving the test, observing and maybe notating that young child's behavior or what the interactions were during your testing session, analyzing the data, interpreting those findings, and then plugging that in to the bigger piece of the psychoeducational evaluation report. So you can see this is a really neat way to break things down into smaller chunks. So that was one way to use it as a grown-up or as a school psychologist. But I want to show you another one. So we're going to just, for the sake of having this be really clean, I'm going to hit remove. And let's say you're working with a high schooler and they're really struggling with task initiation because the task seems too big and they're being asked to write a book report, let's say. So writing a book report. So we're going to add this. We're going to do the magic, break down the item into smaller, more manageable chunks. And it's giving us some really good strategies. So reading the book, taking notes while you read, identifying the main character, analyzing plot, lots of small pieces to that bigger puzzle. So let's say like read the book seems too much. we can break that down too. And the robots are at work. All right. So, identifying the key points, breaking down the book into manageable sections, formulating your own opinions as you're reading, all of those things. And then as we're completing all of these tasks, we can check that. Maybe we don't need this drop down anymore. We've done this part, and it can act as our to do list as we're completing the task. So, this is just one of the AI tools, I'm sure, that can do this, but this is one that I've used when making recommendations to families and for myself to break things down into smaller parts when I struggle with task initiation because sometimes things feel too big. So, I hope this was helpful. And if you're already using Goblin tools or another AI tool for task analysis, I would love to hear how you're using it and how it's been going down in the comments. And if you would like to stay up to date on all things school psych simplified, stick around because I'm going to keep sharing content around best tech practices in school psychology and ways to save you time.
See you next week.